Hello guys, welcome to another video. This is our Build Emacs from Source video series, our tutorial series. Here we're going to download the source files for Emacs so that we can build Emacs from source. We're going to download these from the mothership up at GNU, the public software, the open software. You will learn in this video lesson how to download the Emacs source code, where to find it, how to verify its integrity. And by the end of this video, you will have downloaded the Emacs source files using a program. You will have verified them with GPG, and then you will have decompressed the archives and know where to put them on your computer system. We'll just skip through those ones and we'll get right into it here. So of course, we're going to be using GPG, the GNU keyring, to verify the files that we find. And these are the files that we're going to be looking for right down here: Emacs 30.2 targc and the detached signature of the Emacs 30.2 targc.sig. So the prerequisites, of course, you need to have installed on your computer system: GPG, wget, curl, or area2c. You have to have the GPG, the wget, curl, area2c. You can choose one of them. It's pretty good if you know how to use GPG. That's kind of a prerequisite. You have some idea about how to download software. But if you don't, I will be directing you to some URLs where you can learn a little bit more about that. So we'll jump into the installations. With Linux, Ubuntu, Debian, Mint, you can install tools with apt, sudo apt update, sudo apt get install, GNU, wget, curl, area2c. You can verify the GPG with the GPG version command. Once you've installed it, it's on your path on an Ubuntu 25.04 system. And you can go ahead and you can just verify that with this GPG version command to tell you whether or not GPG is available on the path. So installing GPG wget curl area2 from Chocolatey, you do choco install GPG wget curl area2, and you can go ahead and verify it with the verify version. In terms of Macintosh, on Homebrew, brew install GNU PG, wget, curl, and area2, and again, GPG version, you guessed it, to verify that you have that GPG version installed. So I keep saying GPG, what does it mean? GNU Privacy Guard. It's a free implementation of the OpenPGP standard used for encrypting and signing data communications. It allows secure file transfers, verifies the authenticity of the software. That's what we are going to be using it for, and for checking those tar.gz.detached signature files against the actual downloaded files. And it enables private messaging via public key cryptography. So you guys, external videos about GPG. Let's take a look at those external videos about GPG. You can have a look at some of these. Installing GPG on Windows. That's this URL here. These are some pretty good videos. You can learn a little bit about installing GPG on Linux, and of course, understanding the public-private key pair encryption, how it works, what it's about. You kind of need to know about it if you are going to be using GPG. And it's helpful to understand a little bit about how you can lock down your files on your computer, and so you can upload them to Dropbox, you can store them somewhere encrypted. So let's explore the source website. There's really two parts of this source website that we care about. One of them is this FTP, where we're going to get the files. This is the URL. We come down to these files. These are the ones we want. They're the latest ones. We've got two different types of compression here, .gz and .xz. And we can take either one of them. I'll typically take the tar.gc files. That's what I'm used to. But you may like these tar.xz and the tar.xz sig. You only need the two files. You need the actual files and the detached signature file as well, so we can go ahead and do the verification. Now there's another URL up at the Emacs mothership that we care about, and that's this GNU projects Emacs page, which we're going to go up here and have a look. And we care about this. You can explore it. You can learn a lot more about Emacs if you want to. There's a news group, but here you can actually get the GPG keyring as well. And if you search around in this Emacs source repository or somewhere, you may be able to find the Emacs keyring. And then of course up here you have the maintainers. You can see the Eli Zaretsky's name is the keyring that I've used. There are a number of different keyrings up here, and you could go get the private maintainers keyring if you want to verify Emacs from source, verify the files. So here we're going to talk about downloading the Tarball and signature. And to do this, let's just open up an eShell. And let's go to the source files. We've got a tutorial here, a directory that I put together for this tutorial so that we can download these source files here. We'll go to our eShell. And of course, we've got wget that we can use to download the files. Keep in mind that the text here is wrapped. If I unwrap the text and shrink it down, you can see the full URL. We can use curl, we can use wget, we can use area2c, which is one that I'm going to use to download this file. So here we come up into our desktop, we download the file. It should have downloaded already, and it looks like it did. I think it took a little longer than I was expecting. And you know what? It looks like I opened this up on the desktop anyway. So let's close that and come into the source tutorial file here and open this up on the desktop again. And we'll just do it one more time. And now you can see it downloaded a little bit faster, possibly, but it's also given us this .gc.area2. Okay, so it's a little bit slow, to tell you the truth. I thought it was going to be a bit faster than that. Let's go ahead and see if wget is any faster. Area2, interesting program. What it does is it downloads the files in pieces, and it does those downloads parallel, so it should be actually a little bit quicker. And even this is a slow download, so something must be going on right now, because that took a number of seconds. It took 4.3 seconds. This should really take 2 seconds to download. But you know what? It doesn't matter that much. We are downloading it, and that's what matters. So now we have the source files that we've downloaded. You want to have those source files downloaded from the source, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to verify those source files. So that's a big part of what we're doing for this video series. So again, we've got the GNU public keyring, and we're going to download the public keyring, and I'm going to use the upper level keyring here. These are, the maintainer's keyring is within the Emacs keyring, is within the upper level keyring. So really we are talking about an RSA file in here, RSA ID, and the files are signed with this RSA ID. The keyring has it, and so does the detached signature. So we're going to look for this RSA. We're going to authenticate our files. So what are we really doing here when we're talking about this authentication? So what we're doing is we're ensuring that we got what we asked for. We asked for some files. We're downloading some source files. We want to make sure we actually got the source files. So somewhere under the Atlantic, they weren't switched with something that we don't want on our computer. So we really, when we're talking about security for building our software, and Emacs is a big piece of software, we need to trust somebody. So we want to trust these guys up at Emacs that they made us some software that's secure, doesn't have holes in it and all kinds of problems in it. And we want to ensure that when we download that software, we got what we asked for. So they could turn it into, they could take a hash of the original file and publish that hash on the website, and then we could reproduce that hash when we got the file and check it. Or we can check the signature if they use the GPG signature system, which is what they use up at Emacs in order. So that's the system that we're going to use to verify that system. So this is recommended. I've downloaded the keyring, which is another source of this RSA ID, and I've downloaded it so that we don't have to install it on our computer system. We don't have to import it into our own keyring. It's a little bit of an easier way to do that. So what we're going to do, we have this command here, and this is how we're going to verify that we actually have these files. We're going to use this GPG, which we installed, should be on your path. It's got a keyring argument. This is our keyring. This works because we downloaded the keyring, and we are actually in, this is a shell, by the way, eShell. It's like the Zish shell on your computer. You would be using this in Zish, maybe something like that. So everything that you see here would actually be done in your actual shell. I'm just doing it in eShell because it's easier for me to do it in the eShell. Of course, you won't have eShell installed because you're installing Emacs from source. So here we get the GNU keyring GPG. We can do that because it's in that folder. We're going to verify the detached signature against the compressed Emacs 30.2. And once we get that verification, we're good to go. And so here we've got this good signature from Eli Zaretsky. That's the maintainer. It tells us that we're good to go. That signature was found in the keyring, in the files, and in the detached signature file. and we don't have to worry about anything else. We got what we wanted, the files are safe. But this warning, it tells us that our computer system doesn't know anything about this key ring that we downloaded. We did not import it into our own signature. We didn't assign it a level of trust. So our system says, we don't know what this is, but we have this good signature. The key ring knows what it is, and the detached signature knows what it is as well. And so we're good to go. And that's what we care about. We don't have to worry very much about the rest of these slides. The good signature is the cryptographic thumbs up for the download. So let's just wrap the text here again. We'll wrap the text so we can see a little bit more. And so here we go. You can also do some more extensive research into the RSA, and you can find that there's a lot of IDs in these key rings, and you can match them up. So you can find out whether or not you've got the right key from the right source and not the wrong key from the wrong source. So common errors, you haven't got the public key, which means you didn't download it or you're in the wrong directory. So you want to make sure you have it downloaded in the right directory. Now, where did that RSA key come from? Again, it's in the detached signature file, and it was used to sign, to verify those public files that we downloaded, which are the source files for Emacs, and it's in that key ring. So that's where we got it. And yeah, so here's the copy paste minimal recipe. You could just change into your source directory, download the files, the detached key signature and the key ring, and then you can verify. Again, you're verifying the integrity of the downloaded files using the detached signature against this key ring. If it says it's a good signature, verification succeeded. So now we're going to talk about extracting these files, and of course, this tar program is what we're going to use. It's a Linux operating system program, but it exists on pretty much all the shells. You're going to find it on PowerShell in Windows, and you will find it also in the command prompt if you're using Windows 11. So to extract the tarball, we have a couple of commands here. We've got this tar is the program, and it should be on a path for that to work. We've got XZF, we've got the Emacs files that are compressed into this tarball. These are the release files. And we've got another option. If you had downloaded the tar.exe, you might use some different arguments. Those arguments are the extract the files from the archive, that's the X. The filter, which works for the .gz files, is to filter through the gzip for decompression, and F is to specify the file name. And when you're using tar.xz rather than the tar.gz, you've got this extra argument, which is the verbose argument to list the files as they're extracted. Now, we also have a C command. If for some reason you wanted to extract them to another directory, you could go ahead and do that. So in conclusion, in this lesson, you learned how to download the files from Emacs. You learned where those files are. You learned how to use the GPG program and the detached signature file to verify that you got the right files that you asked to download. You learned about that good signature and the warnings that come when you do that verification. We didn't bother importing the keyring, we just downloaded it and used it directly. And we learned how to extract those files. We didn't actually extract the files. So let me just show you guys how we can go ahead and do the extraction of those files, of the source files, which we just verified. We'll just go ahead here and do the extraction. And you can see it extracted it pretty quickly. So we can open this up, we can zoom in, and we can see these are our Emacs source files. Here they are. We've got AutoGen, we've got some GNU AutoTool files, we've got a README. That might be your next step, looking in the README. We've got the site list. We have this SRC directory. It's got a lot of stuff in it. That's where we're going to build our executable. And we've got modules. We've got all kinds of source files. So it's a really big program, and there's a lot of stuff in here. And so we have these source files, and we verified them. And so that's it for this lesson. Now, in the next lesson, we are going to talk about the make and the install and the GNU Auto tools before we get to the lessons where we're actually going to build Emacs from source on a Ubuntu 25.04 computer system. So thanks so much for watching, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the next video.